Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Convocation ceremony. Welcome to this very special event for yourselves, for your loved ones, for the ones who are going to be sitting in these seats in front of me. Today, we will witness students cross our stage and become graduates of BCIT. Now, this is also a day for all of you. Friends, families, everyone else is here on behalf of their grads who join us to celebrate their accomplishments. Now, my name is Alan Waterman. I'm a retired faculty member of the Broadcast and Online Journalism program, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies today. I'd first like to acknowledge that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish people, including the Musqueam, Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. I'd also like to acknowledge our interpreters joining me on stage today, Monica and Carly. Some housekeeping items before we start. We do have a professional photographer here with us today from Artona. 2 professional photos will be taken of each graduate immediately as they cross the stage. Image previews, along with optional order information, will be emailed to students within about a week. These photographers will also be available for individual and family portraits following the ceremony. You just have to follow the signs to the photo studio located on the main floor in room 2060. Now, we're also live streaming the ceremony right now at bcit.ca. This means there's no need to capture your own video of the ceremony. You don't have to hold up your phones or anything like that, because the link to the professional video will remain on our website for several months. You can view it again and again and again. You can download it. You can send the link to family and friends around the world. It'll be there for you. We got you covered with video throughout this ceremony. Now, we want to make this an enjoyable occasion for everyone, so once you've texted or tweeted or whatever social media you love to be on, please ensure your devices are turned to silent during the ceremony. Our processions are about to begin and enter the auditorium. Our piper, Vern Kennedy, will lead our platform and faculty party, followed by our soon-to-be graduates. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise to greet our processions. Our processions begin with our faculty and platform party. Please stay standing and please welcome our graduates. Keep it going for them till they're seated. Thank you, everyone. And now you may all please be seated. I am very honored to welcome the Indigenous Women's Ensemble, My Girl, who will be performing a traditional welcome song and celebration song. Ladies and gentlemen, My Girl.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. So lovely to see all you graduates in the audience. My name is Kelsey Kanatanawavi, and I'm one of the members of My Girl. I come from Treaty 1 territory in Winnipeg, Manitoba. My father's side is from Treaty 5, Taspeyak Cree Nation, and my mom is from northern Minnesota. She's a white lady. Sherry?
Siguli Skanagoa, my name is Sherry Miracle. I am from Six Nations, Ontario. Congratulations to all the grads. We're very happy to be here for you and to sing a traditional song for you as you enter a new part of your life. Congrats.
Hi, I'm Tracy Weitzel. I am of European descent on my father's side and Anishinaabe from Fishing Lake, Saskatchewan on my mother's side. And congratulations to the graduates and to all of the professors up there. Good job.
This song is written by Shirley James. She's a Niklapmuk elder. If you know where Hope is, it's up north. It's like kind of northeast of here a little bit. There's a place there where the Fraser River and the Thompson River meet, and there's a blending of the two rivers. And that's where Shirley James hails from. And the Niklapmuk people. This song is called The Healing Song.
Thank you, Ma Girl. And that song comes at an opportune time. This is the day after the Indigenous Peoples Day here. So it's a song not only for today, but throughout the days that we should hold in our hearts and remember everything about our Indigenous past here in this land now. So thank you. Now please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem led by Elizabeth Irving.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with glowing on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You may all please be seated. I'd like to now introduce our platform party. I'll ask them to stand when I call their names and to please remain standing. And for all of you, please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced, or we'll be here all day. So, up first, Nolan Nardwell, who is the Board Director, BCIT Alumni Association. Eric Fry, Chair, Education Council and Associate Dean, Agile and Work Integrated Learning. Kathy Shedlachuk, Dean, Academic Planning and Quality Assurance. James Rout, Associate Vice President, Education, Support and Innovation. Qasim Habiballah, Interim Associate Vice President, Academic Operations. Jennifer Figner, Interim Vice President, Academic. Lisa Collins, Vice President, Students. Dan Reeder, Chair of the Board of Governors of BCIT. Rick Illich, Keynote Speaker and CEO of Townline Homes. Paul McCulloch, our Interim President at BCIT. Lisa Chu, Dean of the School of Health Services. Dean Hildebrand, Dean, School of Computing and Academic Studies. Lawrence Gu, Dean, BCIT International. Simon Chu, Associate Registrar. Michelle Beauchamp, Director, BCIT Faculty and Staff Association. Stuart McGilvery, Government Relations Strategist, BCIT Student Association. Kathy Kennedy, Associate Dean, Specialty Nursing. Jennifer Elliott, Associate Dean, Laboratory Sciences and Allied Health. Trina Cardiff, Associate Dean, Diagnostics and Advanced Practice. Patricia Sackville, Associate Dean, Academic Studies. Donna Turner, Associate Dean, Computing. Jennifer Tallman, Associate Dean, Sciences. Everyone please welcome your platform party. I now call upon Paul McCulloch, Interim President at BCIT, for his opening remarks.
Thank you, and welcome. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this summer convocation ceremony, and I am particularly pleased to welcome the students, family, friends on this special day. BCIT is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, in particular the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. We've been educating and inspiring students on these traditional lands for over half a century, and I would ask you to take a moment to reflect and acknowledge the true privilege we all have to live and work on these lands. Today we're here to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduating students. It's hard to believe that 3 years ago, our lives were thrown into turmoil by a global pandemic. For many of you here today, your learning was impacted and tested in unforeseen ways. You have shown incredible perseverance and commitment throughout this time, which will undoubtedly serve you well as you embark on the next phase of your journey through life. Your achievements are an inspiration to all of us, and I am delighted we are here with you as you receive your well-earned BCIT credential, a momentous accomplishment. I know I speak for our faculty and staff when I say, we hope your time at BCIT has been a meaningful and rewarding experience. Your success is our success, and all of us here are proud of everything you have accomplished, and we are truly thrilled to cheer you on as you cross this stage. So please, graduates, I ask you to just stand. Look around at the folks in this audience who have supported you on this journey: family, friends, and faculty. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to everyone who's been instrumental in helping you achieve your goals today. Please be seated. Thanks must also go to the faculty and staff here at BCIT for going above and beyond for our students. You have made a profound impact on each one of our graduates. Thank you for guiding them in their journey of discovery and learning at BCIT. Graduates, when you cross the stage, you will officially become part of the BCIT alumni community. I hope you take advantage of the many events and opportunities available to you as a proud BCIT alum. Finally, I want to ensure that all of you are able to celebrate your moment as you walk across the stage and receive your credential. I would now like to ask Matthew John Yee to please stand. Matthew didn't know I was going to do this. Matthew will be the last student to cross our stage today. My request to all the graduates is please return to your seats after receiving your credential and remain present to celebrate Matthew's moment, just as everyone has celebrated yours. Thank you, Matthew. Today is a day to celebrate. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Paul. I'd now like to call upon Dan Reeder, Chair of the BCIT Board of Governors, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board and introduce our keynote speaker. Dan?
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here today to congratulate our graduates, to commend our faculty and staff on behalf of the BCIT Board of Governors. To all the students in the audience, well done. Your dedication and commitment to your education have been extraordinary. The time and hard work you have invested here will open many doors. Graduates of BCIT remain some of the most sought-after talent in British Columbia, Canada, and around the world. Our alumni are known for their drive, their skills, and their ingenuity. Whichever path you embark on, you will make a difference. You are surrounded by family and friends who are here to celebrate all that you've accomplished. You've also earned the confidence of your instructors. They know just what it took to get here today. Each of you deserves to be incredibly proud. Your time at BCIT has come to an end, but your achievements won't stop here. I challenge you to build on everything you've learned and accomplished during your time at BCIT. Be ambitious. Never stop innovating within your future workplace and community. On behalf of the BCIT Board of Governors, our warmest congratulations to you on all of your academic and personal achievements. Thank you. I also have the pleasure today of introducing our keynote speaker, Rick Illich of Townline Homes. Rick established Townline Homes in 1980, and under his direction, the company grew into an industry-leading real estate developer investor in the residential, commercial, and mixed-use development and construction industry. For the past 10 years, Townline's housing sister company, Townline Housing Solutions, has provided more than 3,000 units for women fleeing domestic violence, those with special needs, as well as Indigenous workforce housing, among others. Please join me in welcoming Rick Illich.
The page? Yeah. Good afternoon. I find this very humbling to be in front of such a large brain trust. So hats off to you. I'm just very flattered to be here. It is my privilege and honor to be addressing this ceremony today, celebrating your remarkable achievements. The graduates of the School of Health and Sciences, the School of Computing and Academic Studies, amazing feat, amazing feat. This day, your day, is to be recognized and celebrating you, your dedication, your hard work, your commitment to furthering your education. BCIT is not for the faint of heart. This is a place you come and you work hard. And everybody under my employment that have come from BCIT are huge assets to our company. So we are definitely grateful to having BCIT in our province. I think the days of your learning, your days of your advancing your skill set, hopefully are not over. There will be times in the future through change that you will hopefully want to keep up and maybe move faster than change and come back or at least seek out advanced learning. There will be a time where advancements in technology will prompt us to come back for a tune-up, or even certification areas that we have not even contemplated yet. You'll know when it's that time, and you'll know if you're up for the challenge at that time. Embrace that opportunity. You never want to stop learning and advancing while you add value to yourself and to the chosen field that you go to. I find as a person measuring the options in front of me, as a person is looking at the options in front of me as I consider my next steps in life, in business and career, I find it very exciting to be standing in front of all of you at the launch or perhaps the relaunch of your careers. The runways in front of you are so vast, and I am so envious. It is, as you move forward from this momentous day, you will encounter new challenges. You'll also encounter new opportunities. You will also face uncertainties, but please don't fear them, embrace them. It's in those moments of uncertainty that growth and innovation occur. Remember that your education has equipped you not only with knowledge, but also with critical thinking skills, adaptability, and most importantly, resilience. These attributes will serve you well in navigating the ever-changing landscape of your chosen field. These attributes will serve you, not just you, but the communities that you settle in as you help make those communities whole. You and your skill set are those important ingredients that become part of the mosaic of any healthy community. You are a critical component of serving and improving our healthcare system. Many of you may be our future frontline, and the others may be equipping them with the tools that they need to perform their tasks. And those of you leaving the School of Computing and Academic Studies, you're critical to the health of our ever-growing complexity of our advancing society. Whether your skill sets find you building a life here in the Lower Mainland, or whether you find opportunity elsewhere, you will address those decisions as they are presented, and it is in those decisions that you will set your course. Embrace the angst and excitement that comes with those decisions. Whether for the moment they feel like mysteries or compromises, these are the things that are going to make you even better versions of yourselves. Resilience can flourish when life does not go as planned, or if you let it. And I know from my own experience, your plan may be written down somewhere, but it is not static. It will move and shift as the future unfolds. Somebody many years ago coined the phrase or the statement that the only thing in life that is constant is change. And that is such a simple statement. It's hard to imagine that it's I think, credited to a Greek philosopher, I believe, but it is something that I use as my own mantra. As I have struggled as a young guy, accepting those changes, trying to figure things out. As a young guy with ADHD, it's kind of hard to find your way through the room sometimes, but once you embrace it and you understand that change is there for you to embrace, you'll crush it. You'll crush it. You are equipped with advanced skill sets. that require your critically thinking and problem-solving intellect. Don't let the rhetoric, often fed to us through unchecked social media, get to you. Don't react to the headlines. There is so much noise being generated in these platforms. Do your own research. Be your own champions. You know, the rigor and discipline that you clearly have to have made it to this place today will serve you well as you navigate your next chapter and build on your resilience. I cannot say enough about the importance of building your resilience. I've been a home builder for over 40 years, and over that period of time, I've questioned my decision-making numerous occasions, and on many of those occasions, I've been right. Unfortunately, more times than I'd like to admit, I've been wrong. But making those wrong decisions have been great learning lessons. When I look back at those wrong decisions and the actions that I have ensued, I've learned probably more through those cycles, and probably credit those to be building that have built me as a person I am today. For me, resilience is a learned attribute, and today I am a resilient person because of the choices I made and the compromises that I've had to accept while navigating my journey through life and leading our companies to success. Success is not solely measured on academic achievements or career advancements. True success lies in the positive impact you make on the lives of others. It is the lives you touch, the communities you support, and the positive change you bring about. A significant value and guiding light in my family and our companies, which signifies our success, is our desire to give back to our community. We've built thousands of homes for multi-generational Canadians, new Canadians, and future Canadians, but with that, we feel a responsibility to support the infrastructure that these homes utilize. Our hospitals, our schools, they struggle to keep up with the changes and the growing needs of community that we house. So we do what we can do by providing philanthropic gifting to fill the gaps in government programs. We also provide guidance, management services, and construction services to the not-for-profit housing sector, which is a result of which has resulted in thousands of homes for people that simply needed a leg up or support. Government can't do all of this on their own. Tax dollars can only go to so many areas. Many people in our communities are struggling to keep up, whether their area of need is affordable housing or healthcare or simply getting food on the table. We give, and we will continue to give. The systems of society that government direct funds to cannot succeed without all of our help. We all need to do our part for our communities by participating, volunteering, and giving. Your education has empowered you to be agents of change, to lead with integrity, and to advocate for equity and justice. As you embark on your respective journeys, I encourage you never to lose sight of the power that you possess to make a difference. And when the time is right, when your foundation is secure, give back to those communities that you are part of and help them grow. And when the time is right, just said that, sorry. So in conclusion, I urge you to embrace the challenges, seize the opportunities, be compassionate, and continue to grow and learn. Your education has prepared you well, and our communities eagerly await your contributions. I sincerely thank you for allowing me to take this time in your day, and congratulations to all of you and your achievements.
Thank you, Rick. Now we come to that exciting moment when our graduates are about to cross the stage. Here's the process we'll be following. Graduates, as you can see, will leave the auditorium and return through the side door on my left, your right. They will hand me their name card, and I will read their name. For some of you, I will ask you for a little bit more clarification on your name, or you can volunteer a little more clarification on your name, just in case. Then our graduates will cross the stage, and we ask our graduates to please refrain from shaking hands. We're still in that in-between stage, so instead, please smile and nod as a warm exchange of congratulations with your faculty members and the members on the platform party as you cross the stage. Graduates crossing the stage will meet our president, Paul McCullough, and faculty members who wish to come forward to join Paul in acknowledging students they've instructed and supported over their time here. Graduates will then carry on and exit the theater via stage right, going through the little black curtain there that we like to say is going to the land of Oz. There's no Wizard of Oz back there, but there's other things. There is a special area where you will be directed to our professional photographers who will be waiting to take a photo of you with your credential. Graduates will then be directed back to their seat. Now, as Paula mentioned earlier, we want to ensure that all of our graduates, from the first across the stage to our final graduate, are equally and respectfully acknowledged as they receive their credential. So we ask graduates to please return to their seats and, along with all of our guests, continue to be present and recognize your fellow graduates in their important moment. Now, Paul, I ask you to come up with faculty members for the first group who wish to join. Please take your places to congratulate our graduates. Are you ready? Here we go. Starting with the School of Computing and Academic Studies, the Dean is Dean Hildebrand. With the Associate Dean, Forensic Science and Technology, Jennifer Tallman. And Associate Dean, Academic Studies, Patricia Sackville. This is the Bachelor of Technology Computer Systems Games Development option. First up, Paul Cavallo with distinction. You will hear me say throughout the ceremony, those mentioned with distinction are those who have reached the highest level of their grade average. Coming up with distinction, Ivano Osman Hirabe. John Lim with distinction. Aidan Longquist with distinction. Alexis Katerina Mendiola with distinction. Snow Silverfield. Martin van Latham with distinction. Kevin Villanova. Moving on to the Bachelor of Technology, Computer Systems, Network Security Applications Development option. Maybe we should talk to the federal government about this. Yeah. And first up is Adam James Krawchuk. With distinction, Wilfred Tom. Next up, Computer Systems, Bachelor of Technology. And Yanling Wang with distinction. And for the Diploma in Computer Information Technology, first up is Kamaljit Singh Bular with distinction. Teague Stephen McLaughlin Boyle with distinction. Arthur Kai. Matthew Dandar. Yi Fu Dong with distinction. Tamim Sharif Hamat. with distinction. Amanda Irene Kuyak with distinction. Chanwoo Lee. Trevor Aaron Lee with distinction. Gurjit Singh Maan with distinction. Gautam Masand. Majanmir Mohammadi with distinction. Parsa Momeni. Rose Kur Sekon. Gavin Sharma with distinction. Sahil Singh with distinction. Sukhmanpreet. Ravi Wahlberg. Brian Chu with distinction. Navera Safar with distinction. Moving on to the Diploma in Computer Systems Client Server option, Monica Catherine Bakatan with distinction. Adrian Del Prado. Alexander David Farlinger. Chen Yang Li with distinction. Phiong Tai Mai Nguyen with distinction. Soo Young Park with distinction. Alexander Ryan Poo with distinction. Ravinder Singh Shokar with distinction. Nunak Ta with distinction. Jay Wang. William Owen Whitfield with distinction. Shen Yan. Moving on to the Diploma in Computer Systems, Data Communications and Internetworking option. This is David Chika Amanachi. Devin Bowie. David Yan Lee. Zihan Lee. Marcus Jonathan Sample with distinction. Urjit Sharma with distinction. Vasily Shorin with distinction. Prabjit Singh Soki with distinction. Now for the Diploma in Computer Systems Digital Processing option, this is Marco Deval Tran. And with the Diploma Computer Systems Information Systems option, this is Ramzi Azam Ilhalui with distinction. And this Diego Cuenca Espina with distinction. Kangwang Aiden Hong. Duhan Kim with distinction. Duchan Ko with distinction. Johnson Lau. Dennis Relos with distinction. Valerie Tan with distinction. Ryan Harold Vincent Taves. Andy Tran with distinction. Calvin Yu with distinction. Ashkan Zahadanaraki. Gotta get that. Now for the Diploma in Computer Systems Predictive Analytics. Sounds like AI to me. Simrandeep Singh Adewal with distinction. Leslie Butler with distinction. Can't go without your diploma. And this is Littering Byun with distinction. Kevin Chang with distinction. Jose Alfonso Navarra Clarito with distinction. Arunab Singh with distinction. Jonghoon Jang with distinction. Nimrapreet Kaur with distinction. Deanna Lepke with distinction. Akshay Marwa with distinction. Sally Kai Lampoon with distinction. George Thomas Rositas with distinction. Mitchell Graham Watson with distinction. Now with the Diploma Computer Systems Programming Paradigms option, this is Vinod Bangla. I'll take the white one first, thank you. This is Nikki Chang. Gabriel Maibetuin Claring. Jingdong. Owen Samuel George with distinction. Brendan Jun Chang Lin with distinction. Dustin Lott with distinction. Carl Matthew Micomagno. Did I get it right? Oh. Juyung Park. Jacob Angel Clado Romano Carlson with distinction. Now for the Diploma in Full Stack Web Development. My daughter was in this too, I know this program. Yan Chen with distinction. Sijin Oh with distinction. Now for the Diploma in Computer Systems, this is Karnveer Gill. Wanrong Sheng. Now for the Certificate in Applied Data Analytics, this is Saikiran Boju. Wei Ying Wu with distinction. Now for the Certificate in Front-End Web Developer, Gabriela Lauren Bade with distinction. And Mei Li with distinction. Rafael Armando Rivas with distinction. Miriam Yu with distinction. Now for the Certificate in Office Administrator with Technology, this is Sunmi Goodman. Okay. Kuratulen Rafia. Richard Benjamin Robles. Shika Sood. Now, with a Certificate in Software Systems Developer Web Programming option, this is Mason Robert Wayne Berry with distinction. Ginny Chopra with distinction. Haley Daw with distinction. Buell Kim with distinction. Kriti Kriti with distinction. Eric Mailyan with distinction. Sarah Rahmani with distinction. Antonio Claudio Keeling Jr. with distinction. Sheng Cheng with distinction. Michael Seiji Yamauchi with distinction. Now with a Bachelor of Technology, Forensic Investigation, Crime and Intelligent Analysis, the CSI crew. Starting off, Larissa Andrushka with distinction. This is Cerise Hilario with distinction. Alaban Jonsai with distinction. Oh, Romeo Alaban Jonsai with distinction.
It's the entire name.
Pronounce it for everyone so we get it right.
Jesse Romeo Alaban Hunsai. With distinction.
Loel Hoyen Lam with distinction. Ryan David Rochelot with distinction. With the Bachelor of Technology, Forensic Investigation, Digital Forensics, and Cybersecurity, this is Ramazpit Dotar with distinction. Ramil Bautista Escopete with distinction. Yat Wing Ho with distinction. Nicholas Jai Lee. Sarah Lee with distinction. Michael Joseph McChrystal Rothland with distinction. Shauna Newell with distinction. Marcus Pantalion with distinction. Yui Radislav. Rayanne Sherman with distinction. Emmett Stokes with distinction. Ashfan Wall with distinction. You've got extra ones, sir? Ah, I see. This is Steve Wong with distinction. And the only one, she says, with an advanced certificate in forensic investigation, digital forensics, and cybersecurity. This is Oniza Dasim. Moving on now to the School of Health and Science. Dean is Lisa Chu. Associate Dean Nursing, Shelley Fraser. Associate Dean Specialty Nursing, Kathy Kennedy. Associate Dean Diagnostic and Advanced Practice, Trina Cardiff. This is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. This, up first, is Clarissa Aglubat with distinction. Brooke Ansell with distinction. Shana Azurdia with distinction. Kimberly Julianne Bernot with distinction. Amnik Kaur Brar with distinction. Michaela Briggs with distinction. Catherine Kainan with distinction. Fiona Chen with distinction. Are you catching the drift of all these nurses up here with distinction? This is Mercedes Ciprit with distinction. Brooke Clements with distinction. Manpreet Diogan with distinction. Gokmal Dillon with distinction. Sandeep Sasha Dosanjh with distinction. Darren Q with distinction. Charve Ann Griffal with distinction. Anna Harushka with distinction. Sarah M. with distinction. Bridget Marie Irwin with distinction. Insha Jivani with distinction. Alec Chiang with distinction. Mirwaz Joya with distinction. Movan Khurshidyan with distinction. Gisan Kim with distinction. Tina Lam with distinction. Perrin Yensui Leung with distinction. Alexa Leans with distinction. Jenzel Mabunga with distinction. Megan McLeod, with distinction. Katrina Machinko, with distinction. Taryn McCullough, with distinction. Jade Morales-Gill, with distinction. Lisa Nguyen, with distinction. Patrick Nguyen, with distinction. Conrado Paderas, with distinction. Jordan Pan, with distinction. Alvin Peruz Parapili, with distinction. Manisha Ram, with distinction. Alicia Rana, with distinction. Ritu Warandawa, with distinction. Michelle Rubinik, with distinction. Masi Sahak, with distinction. Gurling Kaur Sandhu, with distinction. Sahel Shea, with distinction. Kara Smith, with distinction. Vanessa Beatrice Suharto, with distinction. Terera Tetu, with distinction. Jessica Tor, with distinction. Tiffany Cookie Villa Valencia, with distinction. Adriana Weber, with distinction. Phoenix Kunshu Yao, with distinction. Cindy Zhu, with distinction. Now with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Specialty Nursing, this is Joseph Ardell, with distinction. Jillian Cope, with distinction. Leah Gamache, with distinction. Now this is the AD cert. This is Critical Care Nursing Specialty. This is Jessica Paredes, with distinction. Now we move on to Diploma in Food Technology. This is Golshid Bakshi. Shou Chen. Manuel Chu. Jasmine Kaur Dillon. Yu Jong Jong. Nak Mai Trang Nguyen. Nimitala Damilola Omyaniran with distinction. Reet Kamalkor. Renee Anne Salvacion. Now moving to the diploma honors in biotechnology, Elizabeth Adefaloju with distinction. Susanna Changwang with distinction. Grace Jordana with distinction. Guillermo Lopez with distinction. Savita Chandra Singarajan with distinction. Michelle Tong with distinction. Annie Yiqing Xie with distinction. Now for the diploma in medical laboratory science, we have Gerling Chima with distinction. Manyu Deng. Maria Di Malanta with distinction. Paula Ingracia with distinction. Gavin Gamache. Jeannie Wei Lee with distinction. Madison Newts. Shanice Redicop with distinction. Or do you go by Shanice? It is Shanice Redicop with distinction. Sierra Rodriguez with distinction. Hajime Sekine. Heshani Watawa with distinction. Athena Yao with distinction. Now for the diplomas in occupational health and safety, we have Bijo Alex. Michael Andrews with distinction. Gursimran Bagar with distinction. Helen Chung with distinction. Tashni Didden with distinction. Kevin Drager with distinction. Cody Fung with distinction. Thomas Kahn with distinction. Brad Lopez Estrada. Dan Minster with distinction. Sarah Novak with distinction. Jason Seegers with distinction. Katie Walsh with distinction. Linda Wu with distinction. Now for the Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety, we have Vimal Solanki. And for a Bachelor of Health Sciences, Magnetic Resonance Imaging, this is Andre Ho with distinction. Mason Liu with distinction. Bachelor of Science, Radiation Therapy. You better hope this one was with distinction, and it is. Tasha Selena Chan. Melody Victoria Goldrup with distinction. Ryan Liu with distinction. Pavandeep Pahar with distinction. Benjamin Cole Shevkenik with distinction. Tiffany Wingmu Sui with distinction. Now for the Diploma in Biomedical Engineering, this is Omar Badoun with distinction. Ifir John Katbonton Corino. Francis Hui Nguyen. Camille Rahili Khorasani with distinction. Balmeet Singh Tatla. And you've heard him, you love him, this is the guy. This is Matthew John Yee, our last graduate. You can be seated now, yeah. You can be seated. Now, as our graduates return from their professional photos backstage, I'd like to remind you that image previews, along with optional order information, will be emailed to graduates within the next week. Now, we're about to embark on something that we have never done before this year at BCIT. We are now introducing, for the first time, faculty emeritus status to faculty within BCIT, something you might be familiar with in other post-secondaries. Well, this is the first for BCIT. Today is the first time we're handing out this prestigious honor to faculty. So I would like to call upon Eric Fry, the Education Council representative, to please come forward for his remarks and to announce this year's faculty emeritus.
Thank you and good afternoon. Throughout the year, it is the role of Education Council to advise the BCIT Board of Governors on a variety of educational policies, priorities, and programs. We review new programs and major changes to existing programs, as well as set criteria for awards, academic standing, and exams. Through this, we are involved with many aspects of the programs you've completed in order to earn your certificates, diplomas, and degrees here today. Before going further, I'd like to recognize our faculty emeritus for the year 2023. BCIT grants faculty emeritus status to former faculty employees who have shown significant accomplishments and contributions to industry and academia. This year's newly designated faculty emeritus are Dr. Maureen Connolly from the School of Construction and Environment, Dr. Hassan Ferengay from the School of Energy, Russell Oy from the School of Transportation, and Jean Scribner from the School of Computing and Academic Studies. I'm excited that we are joined here today by one of our recipients, Jean Scribner. I'm honored to recognize her as faculty emeritus for her excellence in her practice profession and her continued commitment to the Institute. Jean Scribner joined the Communications Department in 1980. For over 43 years, she's taught business and technical communications in more than 25 different BCIT programs and served as a program head of curriculum to update curriculum and facilitate the development of new courses. Throughout Jean's career as a consultant, she has written manuals and delivered training programs for a variety of organizations in the Lower Mainland, Alberta, including Canada Post, BCAA, and BC Hydro. She is the Canadian adapter of the Business Communication Essentials. Now, in the development of a 6th edition, the text is used in colleges and universities across Canada. Please join me in congratulating Jean in a round of applause. Now turning to you, graduates. As Education Council Chair, I get the honor of crossing the finish line with you today. Graduates, will you please stand? And flip the tassel on your cap to the left side, signifying that you are now officially a graduate of BCIT. Everyone, the class of 2023. Congratulations.
You may now be seated. I'd now like to welcome Nolan Nardwell, Board Director of the BCIT Alumni Association, of which you are all now members. Nolan, if you can join us on stage, Nolan will also introduce your valedictorian. Nolan.
Congratulations, graduates! And welcome to the BCIT Alumni Association. You are now a part of over 200,000 successful BCIT alumni worldwide. We wish you the very best on your professional journey. And as you look forward towards the future, I'd like to invite you to stay in touch with both us as the association and the Alumni Association, or the alumni community as a whole. Through the Alumni Association, you can find mentorship opportunities with current students who did your program before through all of the events that we host. And if you want to do some networking, we can help you get in touch with past alumni who have been in their career for 10 years or more. You can also get a whole bunch of great discounts and perks using the BCIT Alumni Perks app, which you can download and sign up for free from the Google Store and App Store. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there. Now, I have the honor of introducing somebody who's very special to me personally. Your valedictorian was the treasurer and communications director for the Women in Computing Club, the vice president of the Computing Club, your set rep, your counselor, and your chair of the downtown campus for the BCIT Student Association. She also served more than 300 hours as a volunteer crisis line responder, all while maintaining a frankly frightening 97% average in her program. She's a ray of sunshine and a force to be reckoned with. Please welcome Sally Poon.
Hello. Thank you for the extremely warm welcome from the Alumni Association. Okay, well, hello. You all look beautiful from up here. It is an honor to be addressing the health sciences, the computing and academic studies students today, or graduates today. I spent some time considering a common thread that will unite all these beautiful, diverse people in front of me. In fact, I spent so much time that eventually I got hangry. I'm curious what that's like. Yeah, okay. And that's when I realized also food. Whether it be stress snacking because you just can't figure out how to center that div, or the cravings that you feel with your friends after a clinical shift. Food is a universal language that unites and brings people together. And so when I was tasked to provide some type of inspiration to send everyone off, I decided to take you all on a culinary exploration of success and personal growth using 3 key ingredients in an iconic dish that I think a lot of people love, ramen. So the very first thing is comparing life's journey to noodles. Thin, thick, straight, or wavy, like noodles, life's journey is filled with unpredictable twists and turns. I applaud you, graduates, for your resilience in completing some of the most arduous and competitive programs at BCIT. Each one of you is a testament to the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, with 2 shots of espresso, a dash of all-nighters, and maybe just a little pinch of tears, or 2 scoops of tears. But either way, caffeine, eye bags, and pain aside, you should now know that you have the determination and resilience residing within you to conquer any obstacles that come your way. Next, my favorite part of ramen is the flavorful broth. Just as soup enhances noodles, a community enriches your life's journey. So take a moment to appreciate those you share your triumphs and tribulations with, those who deserve a seat at your table to share a meal. For myself, these people are my family, my friends with wholesome cat profile pictures, the setmates that I've struggled together with, and also the many mentors who have inspired me. Nurture these connections because they will inspire you to be your best self, but also gas you up when you really need it during the darker times. So cherish these connections. Finally, we come to toppings. So in a standard bowl of ramen, you might get chashu, nori, and if you're super duper lucky, a full ramen egg. Have you ever tried woodier mushrooms or sprinkling a little bit of cheese on there? Give it a try. Explore new horizons, seek out new knowledge and experiences. Be fearless in your ambitions and pursuit of these ambitions as well. Along the journey, you'll have trials and setbacks, but that's totally normal. These are the twists and turns in the noodly journey of life. But Try to view these setbacks as opportunities. Embrace them as a chance to learn more about yourself and redefine your path to success. And there you have it, this inspirational recipe, all served in a hot, steaming bowl of noodles. I hope you all savored the successes that have brought you here today, and may these achievements provide you guidance, strength, and courage to trust in yourself and your ability to navigate the future road ahead. So once again, congratulations to the class of 2023. Please give them a round of applause again.
And I must say, I had to flip through her notes because she did that without turning a page. So that's off the top of her head. Thank you very much, Sally. Now, it's time to celebrate with our graduates. Before you go, a couple of reminders. Leader Frames is available just outside the hall if you'd like to have your credential professionally framed today. Artona will be available for studio portraits of grads and their families located on the main floor in room 2620, excuse me. And I also want to remind you that a video of the ceremony will be available online in about a day or two. Go to bcit.ca/convocation and you'll be directed from there. Graduates, please return to the gowning area to remove your gowns. And please, everyone, move away from the doors as you leave to avoid congestions. You know, we get people who want to stand just outside the door congratulating everyone else, and 400 or 500 of us are still waiting to get out. So please move away from the doors. A special thank you today to all our volunteers and staff behind the scenes for their efforts today. Can we please give them a round of applause? And lastly, a note to those who just crossed the stage. You've completed a chapter of your journey. Congratulations. We hope that BCIT continues to be a part of your future as an alumni as you grow and develop in your chosen field. And just to note that you can show everybody that you're alumni, there's lots of swag out there on the table. Alumni stuff right there. So with that, I wish you the very best. Our processions will now leave the auditorium. First, the platform party, followed by our faculty, and then our graduates. I would ask everyone to stand and remain standing until our graduates have departed. Thank you very much for coming today.
And I had a dream that someday I would just fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I'd just fly away. I've been on my own for a minute. Is it only me out there? Searching for the place to begin it. Is it me? Is it